Something a little bit different today. I thought we'd actually have a look around the railway and point out a few things and how they've been made. For those that have been following it, this is Cley model railway. This is actually a room where the railway is, and it's a continuous run. The railway actually runs right round behind me above the workbench. Well, this is Cley station. The top part of it, you might recognise, is one of those polar kits that was marketed by Hornby in the early 70s, and the bottom part is scratch built. This is Station Square, and as you can see there's quite a lot of ready to plant buildings around the place, and that's a housing kit, and I think that might be as well. This is the goods yard. That's a Walters kit, a Walters freight house, but paint is right. I wrote HO and weathered. I think it actually looks quite good as a double O kit. Down the street at the back, we've got some more ready to plant buildings by Batman and Hornby, and the three buildings there. You've got Woolworths and Five there, and the British Rail Area Manager's Office. They're actually a 1960s building kit called Cley Architects. All you could build really was multi-storey buildings, so it wasn't that exciting. But these have been permanently glued together and as some embossed brickwork and painted, and I think and painted in Rust-Oleum sand texture paint. I think that's a suede texture paint, and I'm quite pleased with the results of it. The station here has 5 platforms, loosely based on Norwich, as the railway is actually based on the fact that the Great Eastern Main Line didn't end at Norwich, but carried on the coast to a place called Cley on Sea. Cley next to sea, and it was a port, but silted up. But the railways imagined that it didn't silt up, and this is what we've ended up with. Also in the station area, we've got a coal yard. The coal yard's been made up with rail coal stacked up, different grades. Got some wagons are empty, some are half loaded. These are depot ones. Obviously they can't get on the main line with the doors open, but you can shunt them around, and it makes things a bit more interesting. Shunting yard is with this little rusting. It's signed up by Digitrains and a still live chip, and it makes it quite interesting, just spending sort of a few minutes or half an hour or so shunting the yard. Move around the other side of the board now, around to the station itself. As you can see, we've got the 5 platforms. The line of freight coaches, I tend to keep them at 7, so you can do engine swaps. The railway is fully signalled with ratio signals and econ colour lights. Unfortunately, the ratio signals are just pausable rather than actually working, because even if I think you could get them working, I don't think they would last very long with just plastic. The platforms are just made out of what's actually classed as 3B1, that isn't 3B1, but laid out plastic hard edging. I think that's Metcalf tops still need to add the white lines to it, and plastic card down the side with a representation of the bricks that sort of stick out. The lamps on it, they were scratch built just out of plastic section. And as it's 1968, 69, around that time, we've got some old fashioned signs, we've got some of the later BR corporate signs. Moving down the end, we've got a covered section, which although it's not the same style of roof as Norwich, it's in similar fashion where just the end of the platforms are covered. And these are the pico ones, but covered because there isn't many places where you get a fully glass roof. This is the station with the roof removed. So you can see we've got a bit of an interior. The next book there, that's the old Airfix or Daypole booking office that's been made into a section in here. Got a dummy ground frame there to operate the run round loops for engines to be released. And barriers, buffers up. It's a bit of detail inside. Now with the roof back on, we're back at looking at Station Square from the other side. The street lights, they're some of them cheap Chinese ones. It's always a bit of a risk buying from China, but they're ridiculously cheap. They come in quite big bundles. They come with just basically white plastic, and I've added a square section to the bottom to represent the gubbins of the street lamp, and painted them again in that Rust-Oleum sand bisque paint or whatever it is, which to me looks like quite good to concrete. They could actually work, but as there's so many of them, it would take forever to wire them all up. And as everything like cars and whatever don't have lights, I haven't really seen the point of wiring the street lights up. And it's supposed to be a nice summer's day in the mid-60s, or late 60s. And some period adverts. Now leaving the end of the station, we've got some, these would be like local holding sidings, or as it says, there's a DMU in there at the moment. A couple of parcel vans and coaches. That's the train through mess room, and the signal box is, well, I think they're marketed by Nightwing nowadays. They were Helsian ones from the 70s. This is two of them joined together. They make up a fairly decent sized box for a decent sized station. So the goods yard there to the left of the station, and these sidings are for sorting stock out when you arrive, to put to the relevant areas around the station, or if they need to go down the docks. So the class 15 there, that's on the goods land. Because leaving the station, you've got 4 tracks. The one with the 03 is, that's the up and down main, and then where the 15 is, that's the up and down goods. Outside the signal box here, a monster set of points, and it was only because of this that enabled me to have sidings, because you can get from any part of the station to any part of the carriage sidings and the main of the goods. This set of points was bought from eBay. It was supposed to be used components, but when it came, they were virtually brand new. And it was £120, which with 3 double slips, a crossover and a medium point, I didn't think that was a bad price. Further down here, we've got carriage sidings, and the lamps, which again are painted in that sand textured paint. I mean, for me, this is has a bit of a look of Yarmouth about it. They're them Hornby, no they're not, no they aren't the Hornby hurricane platforms, these ones are actually scratch built. That came painted down that sand textured paint. And up here we've got a school and a hotel, which is actually a Howden kit of a New York synagogue. But I've just basically converted it to low relief and planned it as a hotel. We've got some hotel type features in the garden. We've also got your own greenhouse, growing vegetables and things. And that's a view back down the street, back down towards the station. Just over there, you see we've got an oil depot, which unusually for East Anglia has its own diesel loco to shunt with. That's again another loco fitted with sterilise and sound. Got a garage there that still needs to have some decals added to it, turn it to BMC garage or Austin Morris. The track, it's just Pico Club 100, ballasted woodland scenics. Some sections are grey ballast, some are black, depending on its size as a main line. All's been weathered with rail match sleeper grime, and the ballast actually stuck down with that pledged clear floor polish, but on quite randomly really with a trigger spray. You can imagine if this was today, there'd probably be 2 lines or even 1 to a maximum of a 2 platform station. The coal yard was obviously long gone. There'd probably be a retail park. Oil sidings would have probably been, I don't know, luxury flats, as it's supposed to be a seaside resort now as well. And I can imagine if row terrace houses are long gone. Not that you really want to live there because you've got railway out the front of it and the railway right down the back. But there's a pub and a chip shop, so can't all be bad there. Here's the cottages from the back, you can see how close the railway is. There's the remains of a signal post there. And a ground frame for the junction, which heads off down to the docks. And you can see again the shopping street. There's a back scene there, which unfortunately I didn't realise until I actually put it up as a winter scene, to actually put some trees and that on it, because it's supposed to be summer. And the concrete wall is just balsa wood, again to be my favourite Rust-Oleum sand textured paint, and weathered with some where water's supposed to be leaking through. Various shops. There's a park and the school, and there's the hotel. This is a junction where the 2 lines split. As it's DCC, the line that curves around to the left, that has 2 reverse loop modules on it, otherwise we get a short circuit. I've imagined that the line that goes round to the right heads off towards King's Lynn and possibly over to the Midlands, whereas the one to the left goes round to Norwich and forms a Great Eastern Main Line. I've just noticed actually that I've left the sound on, and the noise in the background of sheep and background sounds. It's a rural sound generator. I think it's a gauge master one or something. It's from the Build Eye Railway. Doesn't know what I'm on, but just adds a bit to the ambience, especially when you're doing stuff for sound. Anyway, that's it for part 1 of this. That's the main board. If people are interested, we'll carry on and do the other boards, and then there's 2 or 3 parts. Thank you for watching. Cheers.